Hello. I can't 100% tell if this is working or not. If somebody could just put in the chat if y'all like see me and everything is looking okay, that would be great. um, let's see. I see Bald Eagle Entertainment is on there. Hello. Hi, Josh. Hi, Luca. Okay, I'm going to put Luca as the moderator here. So just in case anything is super weird, then that can go. Hello. Hi, RV and me, Rich, Kate. Hi, Kate. Hello. Hi, Elle. Cheers, everybody. Sunday fun day. I'm super excited about this. I'm also very nervous because I've never done one of these before. So here we are. Here's Sterling. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Barry. Nice to see you. Here, let me grab a Nara for y'all. Ta-da! Getty. Hi, Lisa. Cool, from the UK, Australia. We've got some awesome countries around. Inara says good morning. All right. So today we're going to be doing like a good Q&A kind of thing. So I do have some questions that y'all have sent in beforehand. And then if you want to ask anything, just put it right in that chat and we'll get down to it right now. I'm in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where my boyfriend Luca lives, for those of you who have been following. And hi, Luke. And so, yeah, here for a couple weeks. We are going to a wedding in Michigan this next weekend. My cousin is getting married, so going to have the first plane ride post-COVID, which is like a little nerve-wracking still. I don't know. I'm vaccinated, and I know everyone has their own feelings about COVID stuff, but it's definitely going to be interesting to be on a plane again. I'm kind of excited about that. So that's coming up this week. So in Santa Fe until then, and then kind of back into van life full time again. So that's a little bit of what is going on. Somebody, Bald Eagle Entertainment, you asked the first kind of question here. So it says, if you never had the van you have and you could buy a van that's the one on the market right now, which van would you choose? I would still say the Ford Transit. So I have the Ford Transit extended body. I love it. It has the EcoBoost engine. So it has like a ton of power, even with like the weight that I've put in it from the build. It still just like goes really well. It runs really well. I haven't really had too many issues. And then my thing is that I like travel mostly in rural areas, so I don't want something like a Sprinter. If you've been following me for a bit, you know that I had like a converted Land Rover at one point, and like that kind of scared me away from like luxury type vehicles that need like special kind of mechanics, because it just was so expensive to fix anything. So nice gas Ford engine, like just made it really easy, and that's the reason that I chose this van. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Van Life with Gina. Hi. Fellow van lifer. Is anybody else like living in a van that's on the chat right now? I would love to know where you're at, what you're kind of doing. Jerry, what's the mileage of my Ford Transit? I bought it at 100,000 miles, and I've put on 36,000 miles in the last like little less than a year. So it's up there for sure, but you know, just regular maintenance on them, and these engines are pretty good to go for a while. Kate, yeah, mine was a Disco too. As a weekend camper, it's going to be great for you. I mean, I had so much fun in my disco, but as a full-time, it just wasn't quite big enough. And then the maintenance was a little extreme on it with the premium prices. But the yeah, the the Land Rover in general, super fun. And like being able to go off road like that was just like so cool. With like the clearance that I have, I can still get off road a little bit, but not like you're going to be able to in your disco. Yeah, Jerry, miles per gallon. Post the build, I get between 14 and 16, depending on the terrain that I'm going. Pre the build, I got about like 17, 18. So I didn't actually lose very much. A lot of people think that this build is really heavy because of all the wood, but I used 1/4 inch tongue and groove on basically everything. So, it's not as much weight as you think, looking at it from the outside. Vanlife Regina, full-time van lifer, Southern Oregon. Nice. My sister went to SOU, and then now she lives in Portland. So definitely a huge fan of Oregon. Hi, Steve. Good to see you. Hi, David. Good morning from Denver. Oh, nice. Denver. That's where I'm from. Hi, Celtic Nomad. Hi from Bulgaria. Cool. I've always wanted to go to Bulgaria. I raft guided in Alaska back when I was like 21, 22. And I worked with a bunch of people from Bulgaria that were there on the J1 visa, I think it was called. And we had so much fun. Like, I love everybody I met from Bulgaria. Kate, curious about insurance costs for camper vans. So I used State Farm for mine. I had a pre-existing relationship with them for my first build, which was the Disco 2 build. And it was that one was kind of like difficult to get insurance on, but I home base out of a pretty small town and have a pretty good relationship with my insurance person from State Farm, that they have like a local office there. So I work with State Farm for all of my insurance. And they worked with me really well. They actually, when it was just a cargo van, the insurance was going to be like $200 a month, like something crazy, because of the commercial thing that cargo vans are usually done that. So I actually went with a different company when it was a cargo van, and then shifted over. Once it was an RV, then I could shift over to RV insurance, because I could show that I had a bathroom in here, which I have the composting toilet, and that I had a kitchen. So if you have those two things, then you can convert it to an RV cost on your camper insurance. Oh my gosh, Grady's mom. Hi, thank you so much. So someone just gave me a super sticker, and that's so kind. I really appreciate you. Hi, Carly. Hopping in the shower. Morning hike. Nice. Nature man. Hi, good to see you. Oh, hi, Ian. Hi, Ian. It's good to see you. Yeah, van life with Gina. It, like, the insurance for the vans definitely can be fairly difficult to deal with. But I really, once you have that little bit of a relationship with the people, then it makes it a little bit easier. So that's why I like working in like the small town situations. Grady's mom, you're from the Adirondack Mountains. Nice. I've only traveled through there once, but I really love that area. I think it's so cool. I would love to travel more on the East Coast. I'm like definitely very West Coast centric. So East Coast would be kind of cool. So I do have some questions that people sent in beforehand that I wrote down. So I can answer some of those. Bondage Kitten, awesome name. How old am I? So I am 32. I started traveling kind of full time after I got my master's degree when I was in my 20s. And then before that, I was like raft guiding, doing stuff like that. So pretty much my entire life, I've been like traveling pretty intensely. Hi, Wonder Woman. Hi, Laura and Kim. Nice. Part-time van lifers. Yes, I agree. Santa Fe is awesome. It's nice now that I'm seeing somebody and coming back to some place a little bit more often. Super glad it's Santa Fe because if it was some like weird town I didn't like as much, it'd be harder. But I'm always super excited to come back to Santa Fe because it's so fun to hang out here. So Bondage Kitten also asked, where's my home state? I grew up in Denver, Colorado. So hi from, I think it was David, said that you're from Denver. And then Kate, your mom lives in Centennial. Love that area. And then my home base is Buena Vista, Colorado. So that's like a tiny little town, like kind of right in the middle of the state. That is super awesome. Love it. Just love it. Let's see, favorite place I've traveled. And then I think David, you asked where have I traveled that leaves a similar impression to Colorado. So I would say since I've been on the road, there's been a couple places that have been my favorite. Probably that leaves an impression most similar to Colorado has been Washington. I kind of just discovered Washington this year and absolutely loved it. Just like the amazing amount of terrain there. I mean, like who all of y'all have been there before, but they have these like crazy jagged peaks and mountains and then like big fairy forests and then you have the ocean on top of that. So that was probably the place that left a most similar impression to Colorado. And it also reminds me a lot of Alaska, which I mentioned earlier. I raft guided in Alaska and like I just have so many amazing memories from that time, and Alaska is such an incredible place. So I absolutely adore Washington. The other favorite place that I've been in the States is the Grand Canyon. You might have seen my episode a few weeks back with Luca when we camped at the Grand Canyon, like on the edge. And that was amazing. But I've also rafted down the Grand Canyon a couple times. So I have like a really intense, like, spiritual and mental and everything connection to the Grand Canyon. There's kind of nowhere else like it for me. Kate, how do you decide where you're going and how long and generally stay places? I downloaded iOverlander. Yes, iOverlander is huge. For me, as long as like when I'm in the place, then iOverlander really helps me find a spot to be. I also use Free Roam. Harvest Host is awesome. I love using Harvest Host. You do have to have self-contained, so you have to have like a bathroom area in your van and like a kitchen and stuff. But I love it because it just, I really like buying local things, and so you can like see some little farmland. There's usually good service there. So I love Harvest Hosts. So that as far as like the campsite that I go, as far as like kind of wider, how do I decide where I go is more, where do I have friends? Where is the weather great? I like do not like really hot weather, and I don't like really cold weather. So I mean, living in a van is kind of obvious, right? But I like to just follow kind of wherever the weather is looking like right around 70 degrees, and then just terrain. And then also, I don't know, I'm very like a impulsive person of like when my heart wants to be somewhere, I feel very strongly about that. So like right now I've been in the desert mostly for the last few months, and I am like mountains, like I have to have some mountains in my life. So I'm definitely going to be, concentrating more on like mountainous areas for the next couple times. Hi, Anna. Amy from Georgia. Love your videos. Did you do a video from VanFest? I did. So basically, I was going to do this live stream like next week and do VanFest this week. But because of the wedding next weekend, I decided to push the VanFest episode and then do a live stream because there's no way I'm going to be able to like live stream with all my like family around while I'm in Michigan. So decided to just push that back 1 week. But I do have a fun video from VanFest. Met a lot of really cool people, and also I think had some thoughts around it as well. I struggle a little bit with, I would say, like mild to moderate depression and anxiety, and was going through some of that while at VanFest. And like the social anxiety and situations like that. Plus, like post-COVID, is it post? It's like all of a sudden it was sort of like, oh, COVID seems to be like over, but then it was like, is it? And there was just some like interesting things I thought going back into my first like big social gathering after a year of being very isolated. So that'll all be part of that episode as well. It's definitely, you know, kind of a no holds barred kind of look into my experience at VanFest. But I did get some like fun tour video of other things, and we had a really fun night where our friend Daniel Park stood on this huge box truck and played violin for us all night. So I'll show you guys all of that. It was really fun. Steve, Anna, what did you study to get your master's degree? Well done, me. Thank you. So I have a master's in the psychology of leadership from Penn State. That came out of getting an undergrad in psychology and then working in like leadership development consulting. Somebody had asked more about my work and asked more about my work. So I work in leadership development consulting, and I do some coaching stuff as well. So that really, the master's degree really helped me get a leg up in that because I am young for working in that industry. A lot of it is, you know, older male people who had been like CEOs of companies who now are going into consulting. So getting the master's degree really helped me get like a leg up in that industry. Kate, heart leads you to yes. Nature Man, Anna, have you considered international travel in your van in the future? Absolutely, yes. So a couple people asked about future plans, and I know like Dorothy, hi Dorothy, if you're here, whenever you watch it, asked about if I would ever want to go to Europe or anything in my van. So that's definitely within the 5-year plan. I'm hoping this winter to get down to Mexico, like around Baja, maybe different places in Mexico. Luca and I have been talking about converting a horse trailer so we can bring a whole bunch of toys down there and do that. And then eventually the goal is to either ship this van or buy a van in Europe and travel there for 2 to 3 years. So kind of all within that 5-year plan kind of thing, but traveling internationally is huge, huge, huge for me. I definitely want to get out of the country this fall. I have a couple plans that might work out, maybe Iceland, maybe the UK, maybe Italy, somewhere. So just kind of seeing how things shake out in that. Carly, love your earrings. Yes. So I will put, like, once this is off, I'll put a link to my good friend Kalila Namea, who is Luca's older daughter. She made these earrings for me. She just finished them. They're great blue herons, and they're freaking awesome. I'm super obsessed with them. Great blue herons have like a really deep spiritual meaning for me. So to have the earrings are like loving it. Grady's mom, Anna, what place left you with the most profoundly deep feels in your soul? Anywhere that really spoke to you and know someday you'll visit again? So, like I said a little bit earlier, Washington and the Grand Canyon were huge. Right now, I think like where my soul is really concentrating is in that Pacific Northwest for at least a part of the summer. I'm going to be back up there. I really want to get to British Columbia. One of the places that really made me feel very deep and intense was Glacier National Park in Montana. So I'd love to see like the opposite side of that in the BC side. So yeah, just, I don't know. I feel like both canyons and mountains both do this to me in different ways, different than like the ocean or anything like that, but something about big piles of rock get me very like deeply intense. And also I want to be doing some more backpacking and stuff this year because you know, getting out there with just a back, like a pack on my back rather than like the whole elaborate van, sometimes it's just a whole different kind of feeling. What kind of dog do I have? So I have a mutt. Just the old mutt. Look at how lumpy he is. Sterling is 14. I've had him since I was 19 years old and I'm 32 now. So we have been through so much together. He's a like terrier mix of some sort, maybe Chihuahua in there. So Josh, the Smokies are nice. Too bad there's a heat wave on the East Coast. Yeah, I definitely want to hit the East Coast in the fall, really get all those colors. Like, I actually did live in North Carolina. That was the only time I've ever lived on the East Coast. And I lived like right in the Blue Ridge Mountain, like Appalachian Mountains kind of area. And I loved it. I was a wilderness guide for like troubled teenagers. And so that was like really profoundly different than anything I had been used to before. Like it's so lush. It's like, a rainforest almost, and like so much life around. And that was really cool. And I felt a little bit claustrophobic because I'm so used to the West where everything's just open and you can like walk for days and see nobody. So, but I definitely want to spend more time on the East Coast. Hi, Carrie from Atlanta. Luke, this beast gets old too. I headed out for a week to Mexico, Oklahoma. Ooh, journey to South America. That's awesome. I definitely would love to travel down through Mexico, Central America, into South America. Elle, has it started? I'm not exactly sure. If you can't see me, I'm here. Post-COVID social anxiety is a very real thing. Yes, I agree. It's such a funny thing, of like I always have had a little bit of social anxiety, but now sometimes in social situations I'm just like, how do I interact? Like how do I yeah, I don't know. It's weird to just like have conversations with people, or like, when there's a group of people around, it's like, do I feel okay with this? Do I not feel okay with this? I don't know. It's like a whole thing. um hi bondage kitten. I do love your name. I think it's great that you trained your kitty to be on a leash. Did it take long to train her? It didn't, because I got her when she was 3 months old. She was teeny. I don't know if any of you were around back then when on the first video where she's there, she could fit in the palm of my hand. She was so small. And I started harness training her immediately. Like within the day, she was in the van. She had a harness on, and like started leash training her before that. We are still working on like actually going on walks. It's like a very long process to go anywhere. But using a retractable leash has been helpful because it doesn't just get to the end and like jerk her back. It kind of like gently pulls her more. So that's been pretty helpful in the training. And then her litter box is up in the front seat, sitting there. And then if I have a passenger come sit in, then I just move the litter box while we're driving and then put it back up there. And that's worked great. Margot, come to BC. It's incredible. Yes, absolutely. Kate Sterling. Yes. Kate, do I use the Jackery? If so, which one would I recommend for weekend camping versus living on the road? So yes, I do use the Jackery. Sorry, I had a little brain moment. Let me have a sip of this mimosa. Breathe for a sec. So I do use the Jackery. I like the bigger power station. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have it right here. Let me look which one I have. All right, so this is the Jackery I have. It is not showing me exactly which amperage it is, but it's fairly high. I love having the Jackery, particularly because I just don't quite have enough power in the van. I would like to have another extra battery, but the Jackery is really nice. So at night, I'm not running my inverter if I really need to charge something. And then it's great too, because if I want to be take my laptop out by a river or something, sit outside, then I can have like an extra thing to be plugging in with. So, yeah, I really like that. And then as far as water being another one of your concern, I have 20 gallons of water in mine, and I think that's a great amount. I had 10 in my old rig and the Land Rover rig, and that was plenty for me. I just if I was going to do a more extended trip, would bring like an extra 5 gallons or something. a Vancouver Island so diverse. Super excited to see it. Inara is the real star. She really is. She definitely has added like a lot of laughter and fun to our lives. Like Sterling is, definitely my guy, my, number one kind of buddy for life. But he is getting a lot older. And so Inara has really helped some of my anxiety about him getting older ease a lot. So I'm really happy to have her. Love from India. Hi. I'm such a huge fan of the way you film and edit your videos. Thank you, Margot. That's really sweet. Kate, cheers. Rich, thank you very much. I definitely, the editing and production and stuff on this has been something I have had a lot of fun getting back into. I went to film school like way back in the day and then worked in the film industry for a little while. But I hadn't really played around with editing or production or anything for a really long time. So it's been really fun at just figuring out how to do that again. And be creative. And that's been like a huge thing for me, is just returning to a place of creativity and kind of artistic expression. That is just something that I hadn't really done for a really long time. And this is really giving me an avenue to do that. So for all of you who, tune in and watch the videos and everything, like I really appreciate, that support and continuing a creative journey. Jerry, what is used for editing a video? I use Final Cut Pro. I started like the van tour video that has by far the most amount of hits on my channel. I just use iMovie, which is the free editing software that comes on Apple. Eventually I upgraded to Final Cut, mostly because of just like the ability to edit multicam shots and link them up and create compound videos. I really like that about the Final Cut Pro software. There's a few different ones. I think Luca uses Premiere, which he likes better than Final Cut Pro. So there's a few different ways to edit videos. Oh yeah, Jackery 240. There you go. Barry, would you consider Australia as a place to visit? It's a bit further away. It is unique. Yes, I would love to come explore Australia. It has definitely been on the bucket list for quite a long time, especially with traveling in a van. It's so popular there. And when I first got into van life, I started going to my first couple like van life festivals were the ones by Vanlife Diaries, which a lot of those guys are based out of Australia. So there's an awesome van life community there that I would love to travel around with. Your drone shots have been fantastic. You're gonna get, thank you. I bought the drone and was like, I don't know if I'll ever use this. And I'm so obsessed with it now. I think it's so fun. It's really cool too when you're just kind of sitting at camp just to bring it up and be like, whoa, like I'm there. Like, you can see these like crazy views, get a perspective on life that is just different from when you're just sitting at camp. How many years van life have I done, Carrie? A while ago, like back, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, I did a year in an RV travel trailer with my then boyfriend. So we lived in that together for maybe it was closer to 2 years. And then when I got sort of into it this time, it's been about 2 years now, exactly, because it would have been May 2019. Yeah, 2019 that I got on the road, and I did a year in my Land Rover conversion, and then I'm going through my year in this. So it's a little comfier in this like bigger space than in the Land Rover conversion that I had. But as I said earlier, that one was pretty awesome as well because it could get off road so well. Grady's mom, could you see Luca joining me full-time in van life, or do you feel like it's better for your relationship to keep things the way they are now? So Luca's watching, so better watch my words carefully here. Just kidding. We've actually talked quite a bit about what the future holds for that. Right now he is very much home-based in Santa Fe because of his children and because he, has a job where he really very much needs internet service very well. But because he does work remote, and because we are both people who dream big and have lots of passions, you know, we're definitely talking about how that might work in the future, you know, how we can start to grow that. The amount of time that he can spend with me in the van. And we're both very independent people. So, you know, it's kind of fun for the first part of a relationship to kind of keep it in this really, you know, fun space where we see each other, we really get to have these like amazing adventures, and, you know, and then go off and do our own thing as well. So a little bit of everything. Kate, brilliant videographer. The music is perfect and professional as real TV. Thank you. I've been the music thing has been something I've been trying to spend a lot more time on. I just changed the last like 2 videos. I don't know if any of you saw a difference, but I just changed to a new music streaming service that's called oh gosh, I'm having a brain moment again. Music Bed. I'm using Music Bed rather than Epidemic Sound now, and I really like Music Bed a lot. Are you going to Burning Man, Luke? I have gone to Burning Man. I went in 2019. It was awesome, and I would love to go again. So we'll see. I don't know. Is it happening this year? Has it been announced? I don't know. I'd probably wait till life got like a little bit more normal to go back to Burning Man. And I would do it a little bit differently. The last time I went, I was like right in one of the center camps, and it was so crazy, like loud for a whole week of, you know, just like intense amounts of, you know, music and heat and everything. But if I had like an RV with air conditioning where I could just relax during some of the day, kind of park more on the outskirts, I think that would like be better for me. Laura, 68 and wanting to get a van. Do you run into many older people on the road? I do. There's a whole community of people who travel around who are a little bit older. You know, whether that's van life festivals, which the van life like festivals that I go to tend to be geared towards more younger audience, whereas like the RV festivals are older. But even the ones that are geared towards the younger audience, there's always older people around. Like Van Fest, there was tons of older people there. I really suggest that you check out Solo Female Van Life on Facebook. There's a ton of women of all ages in that group, and some really awesome older women that I am excited to travel around with. Josh, what is your favorite movie? We know what your favorite show is. Yes. My favorite movie is probably Life is Beautiful. It's an Italian film about the Holocaust, and it's beautiful and funny and touching and heartbreaking and like every emotion that you can feel. My favorite new movie is Luca, what is the movie you watched? I'm having like such a hard time. It was nominated for an Oscar this year, not Nomadland. I'm having a complete okay, I'm gonna come back to that one as soon as it hits me in like 2 seconds. So let's see, where am I? Drone is a game changer. I agree. Courtney, what is the age difference between me and Luca? 14 years. So, you know, it's definitely a bit of a gap, but I don't know. When you find the person that you fall in love with, I guess it just stops mattering quite as much. Kate, I agree. It's about the journey. Bondage Kitten, have you ever been to Daniel Boone National Forest in Kentucky? I haven't. Would love to like get more time out in that area. Thanks, everybody. Carrie, good job. Keeps your dreams going. I appreciate that. Steve, it's brilliant. Thank you. And Josh, thank you for the music thing. Yeah, I am really excited about experimenting a little bit more with that. Samantha, first, your van is awesome as well as videos. I have a question. Do you worry about your animals getting too hot in the van when you're out? So, I insulated, like while I was building the van, I insulated the hell out of this thing with sheep's wool. So I have sat in my van with the fan going and my skylight open, which creates a little breeze, and up to 90 degrees just to see how it feels for me to just sit in there. I put reflectors on the windows. I put the insulated curtain down. And at 90 degrees, it's not like, and like hugely comfortable, but it's not lethal. So I still wouldn't leave them alone in the sun at 90 degrees. But, you know, if I'm going for a hike or something and it's 75 degrees out, I feel very, very confident, and never have I come in here and they've been too hot. Megan, I just found you on YouTube this last month, enjoying the information. Thank you. You'd love to explore the world. Do it. You can do it. Promising Young Woman, Luca, thank you. Yes, that is probably my favorite movie that I've seen in recent years. That I don't know, just it was like, it's written, directed, acted, everything produced by women, and the woman main character actually acts like a woman in it. Like it's kind of a revenge movie, but it's definitely not like I'm just gonna get like super buff and like beat everybody up. It's a lot more, I don't know, interesting, and for me as a woman watching that, it was very like, yes, this is why more women should be directing, that kind of thing. Like, was very excited. So yeah. Kate, yeah, it's the mimosa sometimes. It makes me forget things. Courtney, your hubby and you are 15 years apart. Yeah, you know, I mean, I think like some people can see a big age gap and make assumptions about that, but I don't know. It works really well for us, and you know, whatever. I love him. So is my Shmoopy 14 years younger or older? Luca coming through the movie title. Yes. Hi, Michael from Daytona Beach. You're welcome, Samantha. Oh my gosh, Nature Man, thank you. Thank you so much. He just gave me another one of the super sticker things, which is super awesome and kind of you. I really appreciate that. I, you know, obviously the YouTube channel takes a lot of time and energy, and you know, it doesn't really like pay very well. So the super stickers and stuff that y'all are giving are immensely appreciated, to the bottom of my soul. So have I looked into Waggy app for my pets? I haven't. I'll have to write that down. I would love to learn more about that. Here, let me try to get to some of these other questions that people have asked. So David asked, what do I miss most about having a home? So, oh, thank you so much, Margot. Oh, you guys, you're just making my whole heart happy today. So what do I miss most about having a home? Probably just the overall like security feeling of it, of like, I'm not going to have to worry about running out of water. I don't have to worry about, you know, emptying out the composting toilet. Like things just like work, you know. It's like it's rare that things are just going to completely fall apart on you, or that you're going to get broken down in the middle of the road. So there is a little bit of that security feeling that sometimes, especially like if I'm not feeling well, or I have really, so right, Melissa, let's get really personal, but I have really like difficult moon cycles every month, and so dealing with that while on the road as a woman, as you know, somebody, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of things like that in those moments, it's like, oh, I wish like I didn't have to worry about, you know, my heat pad maybe running down my battery or something like that. So I would say that missing the most, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes when I am just in that space of just feeling really tired or really in pain or really something like that, it's like, oh God, wouldn't it be nice to just have a house? Now, what do I miss least? The fact that houses can't move, probably. I get pretty itchy feet after being in one place for a while. I move pretty quickly in the van as well. I know a couple people have asked, you know, how fast do I move in the van? And I move quick because I just am somebody who, I'm like, I want to be on top of a mountain right now. So go. Like, I just want to go right now. I think that sort of independence and freedom in my life is really like vital to who I am and really intensely, I don't know, part of like the fabric that makes me me. So despite like not having security all the time, despite, you know, maybe being in pain here and there or whatever, and being in the van, despite it maybe breaking down, that trade-off is so worth it for me to just be able to just pick up and go whenever I want to. Also, Sterling's whining, so I'm gonna let him down really quick. Oh, there you go, buddy. All right. Oh, Samantha, thank you. Thank you so much. Ugh, you all are just the absolute best humans. Jerry, do I have shower inside the van? How do I shower? So I have an entire video on this if you're interested in the different ways that I shower. Mainly I use a solar shower, or I go to truck stops. Every once in a while I'll get a hotel, like probably twice a month I get a hotel. So that's not like consistent showering, but it's nice to, like, if I just want like a big long shower and a bath and like relax a little bit more. I also can switch my, like, the shower head on my thing. Let me show you. This shower head here can flip around, and that lets me just like rinse off. And then the plan from here is to get a little propane fired camp shower, like the Jukla, because especially when it's a little bit colder out. And somebody else asked about showering in winter, Bondage Kitten, that was you, that I like, if it's really cold out and the solar shower is just not working, then, you know, the extra little bit of propane to heat that shower would be awesome. Oh, Mary Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm getting like a little bit emotional about all of you and these super stickers. It's like so kind. Hey, I want to go to your seminar when you're back in Denver. That would be so cool. I am definitely starting to get back. So one of the things I did in my business was start, like, do retreats, in-person retreats. And then of course, COVID really kind of killed that part of my business. So I am really looking forward to getting back to that place where I can start planning in-person retreats. So I will definitely keep everybody updated here about that, and, you know, see how things start to shape up in that direction. But it's one thing that I'm starting to put a lot more energy towards. I think for me, the way that things have shaken out this year have definitely left me very much in need of challenging myself when it comes to putting together some of these kind of retreat things and stuff again. So really going to start working on those, and we'll keep everybody updated. Courtney, thank you. I love you all. Lydia, thank you so much for everything you do. I'm traveling to Arizona. I'm buying a LMTV. What's that LMTV? To become full-time nomad. Thank you. I'm glad that the knowledge is helping you. I would love to know more about what an LMTV is. A quality B complex. I definitely have tried the B vitamins. I actually I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was like 11. And I used to be in this trial program where they would inject me with B vitamins. Like, I would actually take shots of B vitamins to help with, you know, the chronic pain, the chronic fatigue, things that come along with fibromyalgia. Actually, what ended up helping me the most is like very, very much controlling my diet. If I eat like way less carbs, I don't eat gluten at all. And if I eat way less carbs, then I tend to be on, like, my pain and mood and everything tend to be a lot more stabilized from that. Kate, how do you address getting mail, especially being a professional? So I have my PO box is actually my dad's PO box, and then he'll forward me everything. If I need like a quick delivery of something, then I usually have to go through Amazon and get like an Amazon box, or I use general delivery at different mailboxes. So if somebody wants to like overnight me something, or FedEx or anything like that, then you know, I just try to do that as we go. But for more consistent mail, my dad gets it, opens it, and either scans it to me or sends me pictures of it. So yay, Dad. Thank you, Mary Elizabeth. Thank you. Josh, how is the drought situation out west right now? I hear it's pretty bad. It is definitely not great. Luckily, in Santa Fe, it's been raining all week, which has been helpful. But the water levels are really, really low in like different reservoirs and stuff. We're doing a Cataract Canyon rafting trip at the end of June, and like so I've been really monitoring the water levels, and like Lake Powell right now is so low that it's like scary. So there's definitely a drought situation. As far as it affecting me, not as much, just other than, recreationally with rivers and things, because I'm very sparse with my water usage anyway. And I haven't like found that it's harder to find water to like fill up at gas stations or anything, or truck stops where I normally fill up water. So it hasn't affected me like that, but it's definitely affecting me on like an emotional level. Uh-oh, Sterling needs back in. Hold on. Oh, live stream with pets. Here we go. All right. Oh, Bob. Hi, Bob. Thank you. I so appreciate you. It's fun to see. I also have a Patreon account that I'm seeing some of my patrons here, and it's always super excited. So like Josh, Bob, a few other of you, it's so good to see you, and I really appreciate your patronage as well. And for those of you who are my pen pal patrons, for $9 a month, I send you a postcard every month. So I got those postcards ready to go, and I'm excited to send them to you. So if anybody else is interested in Patreon, I have 3 to go till I meet my 25 patron goal, and then I can get a GoPro so I can do some more adventure footage, which will be awesome. Oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Luca. LMTV tactical vehicle. Bye, Luke. Thank you so much. Margot, where are you parked right now? I'm in Santa Fe. I hear what you're saying, Diane. So I won't tell you exactly where in Santa Fe, but I am in Santa Fe for a little while. Kate, I am sorry to hear about the fibromyalgia stuff. It's tough. It's definitely not easy. Like I said, my pain is mostly managed at this point, but like my dad has horrible fibromyalgia, and like it definitely is. It's tough, to go through life with, pain like that. Lydia, do you find you're able to make friends and keep up socially on the road? I'm going to be full-time soon, and I feel like my family isn't supportive. I'm sorry to hear about your family. I definitely know a good amount of people on the road that is true. Some of them, their family has come around as they've seen, the joy that it brings to their loved one. So I hope that also happens for you. As far as keeping up socially on the road, I find it actually really great because since I was always a little bit nomadic, like ever since I graduated high school, I have friends kind of situated all over the country. So part of how I decide where to go is, visiting friends and finding people. I also going to Vanlife festivals has been really huge in meeting other fellow nomads, and, keeping up kind of with those people. I think it's just about being really intentional, and social media is huge. I mean, the amount of friendships that I have met online is pretty big. I've been talking to some other YouTubers, reaching out to them, and we're kind of helping talk to each other and learn from each other. Like Mariah Alice is one, who I'm hoping to meet up with soon. And, so really being able to find those connections and make them, is really great. And I'm also, like I said earlier, like I have a little bit of, social anxiety kind of thing. And so for me I'm like such a mix of introvert and extrovert that it's really nice for me, because like van life festivals, you can go, everybody will hang out. It'll be super fun. But like the minute you go in and you shut your door, everybody's very like conscientious about like, that is your house. You like, don't bother people while they're in that house. That kind of thing, is like, it's a great way to kind of be that mix of introvert and extrovert. Did you try again? Oh, my watch is talking to me. No, Siri, it's all good. Margot, so looking forward to seeing the rafting trip. Yes, we will definitely be filming that, and I'm really excited to do an episode about that because that is like my happy place. Multi-day rafting trips, like there's nothing I like more than that. So hopefully I'll get the GoPro by then and be able to really show you some like super fun stuff. Bob, thank you. I'll definitely send you something. Mary Elizabeth, bye. It's great to see you. Do you have any insight on being visually impaired? One thing to do in van. I don't, just in the fact that I am not in that way. I don't think I really know anybody who's too visually impaired within like my van life family, but I would imagine I would probably my greatest suggestion would be to look into diversify van life. They do a lot on, any type of person who is less represented within the van community. They really start to highlight. So I would maybe look them up and send them a message, and they might be able to connect you with some people who have visual impairments or any kind of like physical impairments that are make it a little bit harder maybe in the van life. Alex, hi. Yes, so you're welcome for the cat content. It's always the best content, and that's awesome that you're training your cat to do that. Oh, Mick, hi. Yeah, I saw you at VanFest. Nice to see you again. Okay, I've met my soul tribe on YouTube. Yeah, it's huge to be able to connect with people, like see a bit of their life. And, then when you get out on the road, kind of seeing where they're doing, what festivals they're going to be at and things like that. And it's fun. Yeah, the Asheville Van Fest is super awesome. I haven't been to that one, but a lot of my friends have gone to the Van Fest in Asheville as well. Star, yes, so work, I have mentioned that a little bit, and I do have a video on that as well, but I do like leadership and development consulting for different organizations, and I do like personal coaching, and then YouTube does bring in some money. It doesn't bring in a lot of money, but it brings in some money. Everything from developing online courses. I'm sort of all over the place when it comes to work, but definitely focused in on like my mission statement is to facilitate growth so that personal power is restored. And I try to keep most of my work in line with that. Lydia, so the earrings, I mentioned this a little bit earlier for those that were here earlier, but Luca's oldest daughter, Nemea, Kalila Nemea, made these. So when this is sort of the live stream is done, I'll link her Etsy so that, yeah, you can take a look. She's super, super talented. They're great blue herons, which is my like spirit bird. So I love them. Margot, that's awesome that you do canoeing trips. Just love being on water at all. Courtney, Descend on Bend. I'm not sure that I'm going to make it this year because I believe I'm going to be out of the country at that time. Right now, I'm sort of planning on an Iceland trip at that exact same time that Descend on Bend happens, but I might change that. So to be decided. The oven is a Furion 17-inch. I really love it as well. Having an oven in the van has been like a total game changer. And, I didn't have it in my previous rig and I just like missed having an oven. I love cooking in ovens. So, that's been like a great addition to the van. Let's see, a couple other questions. How do I do laundry? So laundromats or friends' houses. I do have like a little bag that has like textured inside that if I want to do just like a quick thing or, like underwear masks or something where it's like, a small load that I just want to be done really quickly, then I have that for that. Brooklyn, a bunch of questions here for van building. What's an adequate budget in purchasing and customizing a van? That's going to vary so much. I have friends that bought empty, cheap van or a little minivan or something, threw a mattress in the back and called it a day. Spent a couple $1,000. And then there's my van, which was not a couple $1,000s. My van was, I bought the empty cargo van for 20,000, and then I put probably about 20,000 into it. So it was not the cheapest build, but since I was ready to really invest in something that I would have for a number of years, then I was willing to put that whole thing in. So yeah, Mick, 500 to 150,000. Exactly. So yes, there's such a huge variance in how much you can spend on this. How long of a project to prepare? Similar kind of thing. You could take years to build out a van. You could do it in a week. It took me about 6 months from when I bought the van to when I fully finished it, and I was in New Zealand for part of that, not working on it. So it was about 4 months of work. I also got really lucky. And then I have a friend who's this sort of just genius carpenter artist, like incredible. And he really came through for me and really helped me build the van, and like worked his butt off, like 14-hour days in the van for 6 weeks. And so he basically knocked this out in 6 weeks, but that's not like realistic for everybody because he's just like mad skilled. Skills that fellow women can have for safety. I think one, I do have a whole video on safety if you look back through the back catalog. But two, I think it's less about skills than it is about intentional awareness. That everything you do, it's having some intention behind, that you're really putting that extra bit of awareness. Like when you're pulling into a campsite, are you facing out so that if something happens, you can, immediately jump into the seat of your van? Or do you know exactly where your keys are? Is there a situation where you're feeling uncomfortable, and are you listening to your instincts? Like, I think especially as women, we have instincts for a reason. Like we have evolved to that because there is a lot of violence against women in the world. So like listening to your intention, listening to that intuition that's saying like, this is just not right now. I think that's when it's so important to get out of there. As far as other skills go, like basic mechanic skills, which I don't really have, but having some equipment that's with you. I have like a global hotspot that'll help me reach out to people when I'm out of service. I have tracks in the back that if I get stuck, I can put them under the back tires and get out. So having kind of the right safety equipment, really looking into that. What kind of, if you want to have weapons in the van, do you have the skills to work those weapons? Things like that. Oh, Lydia, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me catch back up on some of these. Cookies in the van. Yes, absolutely. Oh, thank you so much, Steve. That's really kind of you. Do I miss the beginning stages of the van build? No. I don't. I mean, I loved the planning. The planning portion was amazing. As far as doing the actual build, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not find it that fun. But I also feel like construction stuff is just not really like what I excel at. So before my friend came, I remember I was like sitting on, I had like gotten the floor in. I did the floor by myself with some help from my dad. And I was just like sitting on the floor crying, being like, oh my God, like I'm so done with this. Like I have so much work to do and I'm so sick of it already. And then my friend came and really helped me. So I love the planning. I love designing. The construction part in the middle was like very difficult for me. Have I used an inflatable boat? I use rafts all the time. I would like to get a pack raft as one of my next goals, but rafting, I do that all the time. Little water here. My voice is getting a little dry. Bob, think of what you save on not paying rent. Yeah, exactly. When I was living in Denver, working like a nice fancy office job, I was paying like $1,500 a month just in rent. So when you really think about, the huge decrease in, your costs every month. And some costs don't decrease. I mean, you know, you have to pay for gas. I pay for a campsite every once in a while, a hotel every once in a while. Like, you know, I definitely have some playroom in my budget. I also am finding that I'm buying lots of toys recently, which I'll have like a pretty fun announcement about my new toy. I don't know, maybe I should announce it today. I don't know. I was planning on announcing it in a video, but maybe I'll announce it later. But um, yeah, I buy a lot of new toys when I'm on the road. So, you know, that's in the budget too. Megan, situational awareness. Exactly. Absolutely. There always needs to be an extreme awareness about where you're at. As a single woman, no other choice to plan out the rest of my life with that in mind. Maybe you'll find your fam. Yeah, you know, I mean, I planned my life and I planned my van and I planned this whole adventure with no idea that I would meet somebody within, you know, a year of starting that adventure. But I always, you know, I've always had my plan and then happened to find somebody that fits really well within that plan. Hi, Reese. I would love to pronounce that right. Matt, hi. I know that you were at work, so hi, good to see you. Bob set out 2 chairs. Yeah, that's also definitely a good idea. B, Michael, hi. Nice to see you. Great to see you again. Yeah, yeah, Alex, I get that. You know, I cried a lot in my van builds. It was very difficult. So I hear you, but you know, it it just takes the time it takes. And if I think one of the things for me, especially like having a friend come help me, I was on a pretty good like time schedule of when I wanted. Sorry, I'm very addicted to chapstick. To have my chapstick moment. You know, like I was on kind of a time schedule, and so I could have done it myself. It probably wouldn't have looked this good, but it just would have taken me a very, very long time. So, you know, I definitely think it's possible to learn as you go and get it done. Jerry, can I hire your skilled fan? My skilled friend, you know, when the van tour took off a lot, I had so many people asking for his information and he was like, nope, don't want to do it. So maybe one day he will, you know, want to take on clients, but for now he does not. Yeah. Alex. Yeah. The rent in Denver is crazy, crazy, crazy. See, toy tease. Did I expect my first video ever to get 1,000,000+ views? I did not. No, I like filmed the van tour in one day. I was very nervous filming it just because I wasn't used to being in front of a camera for a really long time. And then, you know, edited an iMovie, whatever, uploaded it, thought maybe I'd get a couple hundred views on it, you know, send it to friends and family. Because people, you know, were asking me about my van because it was really pretty. So I filmed it just because I thought it would be something cool to do. And then the video took off really fast, really crazy. And that's when I actually decided to start a YouTube channel. So as far as using a video with that big of views to like start a channel with, there's pros and cons to that. So the pro is that of course I got to monetize very quickly. The video itself, the 1,000,000 view video, made a decent amount of money. And I gained a lot of subscribers from that. However, starting a video with that big of just one, you get a lot of sort of one and done subscribers who like watch that one video, click subscribe, and then never look at your channel again. So that kind of hurts you within the YouTube algorithm to have a bunch of subscribers, a lot of which are just the one and dones. So it has been a little bit of a struggle to you know, get views up on further videos because of the way that the algorithm works with like the click-through impressions. So it's kind of a whole thing. But I'm still very grateful for the success of that first video. It, you know, really helped me through some of COVID era and, help me decide to make this YouTube channel in general. So now, as long as I'm just consistent and bringing things back, hopefully the channel will continue to grow in more of like a sustainable way. Courtney. Eric from the Netherlands, like your channel very much. Thank you so much. 2020 was a very popular time for it. Matt, glad you made it. Yes, so let's see. Oh, Shannon, definitely want to get to your question. I know you've been here from the very beginning. Do I plan to have kids? Shannon asks. And the answer to that is no. I basically my entire life have just known that I don't want children. And so that was a decision I made way back when, and very happy with that decision, and don't have any plans to change that. And then would I do van life or, forever, or get more of a permanent location? The plan is definitely to be at least semi-nomadic for probably my whole life. I would like to, I kind of have the same dream that like a lot of people do, I think, especially in my age group, that I would love to get a, piece of land that's kind of a communal property with, my sister and a few other people, and have animals in kind of a little farm situation. We could do retreats on it. And then, would have people there to like watch the animals when I want to go travel for 6 months or something like that. So, I love being an aunt to like my friends' kids. I hope my sister has kids one day so that I could, be a real aunt as well. But for now, I am very happy just being a fur baby mama. Carly. Yeah, maybe giving hints. Do you plan to have merchandise with quotes from your intention workshop? One day, that's definitely something I would love to do, is kind of like have some little Firefly and I merchandise, and do that. And part of that also, and I would love to hear y'all thoughts of like, Firefly and I've been thinking about the longevity of like, is that a name that can transcend past the van? If I go and I'm traveling more, internationally, or doing that, and I'll have this van for a long time, so I don't have to think about it very much. But as things grow and I'm trying to figure out the, what the next steps for the channel is, and for my own professional career, is definitely something I've been thinking of, is this the right name? Do I change it now? Do I stick with it? Do I, what does all that look like? So lots of wheels turning in my head for all sorts of future plans. Really excited about doing kind of like in-person retreats and stuff again. So that's like a huge goal that I want in the future. I also had a number of people off Instagram ask me my favorite Ninja Turtle. I don't know why that was such a popular thing, but I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't watch Teenage Ninja Turtles, and I never have, so I don't know what I would just want to say pink because like, yay, but I don't know. And Andy, my friend Andy, asked if I've taken my van off any sweet jumps. So no. Can I pitch Firefly the show for potential viewers? I have heard that a remake is coming. I don't know if any of you have heard more about that, but I've heard that it's happening. But I don't think the original cast is coming back. So like, I don't really know how I feel about that, because like Firefly without Mal, without Inara, without all the characters, I don't know. And like Wash, of course, wouldn't be in it. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Hi from London. So nice to see you. Super excited to go to London again soon. Have I ever been to Europe? I have. I've visited London, France, Norway. I think that's it in Europe. So Europe is somewhere that I'm really excited to view more. Luca grew up in the UK and Italy. and has a bunch of family over there. So it's a really good excuse to get over to Italy finally, and to the UK and to some other things. Kate, ready for merch? Woo! Yeah, it's definitely something that I will put a little thought into. I appreciate the support from you all. Carly, yeah, I agree. Community living, I think, is such a cool way to live, and just be in a space together with other people. And I don't know. I am excited to think more about that. Elaine, Elaine, a composting toilet, and then I use a solar shower and like truck stops and stuff. Thank you, Alex, Firefly, and I. Yeah, I think it sounds nice. I like that. Steve, that's awesome. You're in England. Firefly without the original cast, a hard no from you. Josh, yeah, I don't know. I agree. Like, without Nathan Fillion, I just, at least, like, you'd have to at least have Nathan Fillion. Like, without that, what is Firefly? Like, I don't know. He is the show, really. So I agree. Hey, Brass Mountain Lion, they're actually great blue herons on there, made by Luca's oldest daughter. It's awesome. Let's see. Ian asks, what's it like having a partner in the van with me? So I designed the van as somebody who's single. So it was definitely like a bit of a scary thing for me to introduce a partner into the van. And of course, he doesn't travel with me full time in here, but when he does, we spend like a week at a time in the van, and I love it. And we also both have a ton of outdoors gear, so if we travel together, more often, more full on, we're probably going to convert something like a horse trailer, so that we just have like a little bit of extra room and a separate working area, because that would be really important for us to have two places to work. I have a lot of friends that like travel with a partner in like really small, like Westie or like little VW or something. And like, that's amazing for them. And I just don't understand how they do it. I would go insane. I need my space. It'll be based on Wash and Zoe's son. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be really, really hard. Finding Serenity. Oh, that's a good name. Yeah. Yeah, Brass Mountain Lion herons are mine as well. So folks, I am probably gonna start wrapping this up because it's been a little over an hour now. Oh, an hour and 12 minutes. Look at us go. It's very proud of us. Cheers to everybody. I will tell you my big news, my big toy news is I did get a motorcycle. I wonder if I can bring this out with me and show you. I carry my hotspot with me. So I'm here. This house. Okay, so big toy reveal. Woo! Look at that. I'm so excited about this. I actually have never like even really like I've ridden on the back of motorcycles, but never driven a motorcycle. I've never like done anything about motorcycling. So this is like a whole new adventure. It's a Yamaha TW200. So I did a ton of research. Seems like a really good beginner bike. Luca has been riding motorcycles since he was like 11. So it has been a really good teacher so far. And you will definitely get a video of like the whole riding, learning process, seeing me freak out. I've so far driven it about like 3 feet, just learning how to do like the choke and everything, So I'm so excited about this like new little chapter. So I'm getting a hitch installed and a hitch extender that will go out so I can still open my back doors with it. But yeah, it's going to be so fun. So super excited. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. Let me have you say bye to the animals here. There's bye from Inara And bye from Sterling in there. And goodbye from me. I really appreciate you all, everybody who sent super stickers and stuff and everything. Yeah, I so appreciate you. Tune in for Van Fest next week. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you so much for being here. It was so fun. I so appreciate you all.